Has anyone ever told you that looks don't matter? Well, whoever told you that is a big, fat liar. Looks matter, and that's probably the reason why I'm sitting alone in my room talking to a microphone and not out making plays on some major shotties. Texture packs are probably the best way you can customize the look of your game in Hypixel Skyblock, and over the past 2 years, I've used a lot of different packs. It's also one of the most common questions I get in my comments, even though I leave my packs in the description of every single video. But I thought I'd go and showcase some of the best and most popular texture packs for Hypixel Skyblock. We'll start off with the packs that are most widely used, then I'll show some lesser known packs that I think are cool, and then finally we'll talk about the packs I use, as well as some personal unreleased stuff that is no longer unreleased. Also, please keep in mind that this video is going to have a lot of my own opinion, and you'll probably have your own thoughts about certain packs. If anything I go over interests you at all, If you fancy anything in this video, why did I write the script like this? If you fancy anything? I don't know why I did an accent. All of the packs are going to be in the description and in a thread on my Discord server for your ease of access. Furfsky Reborn is probably the biggest texture pack for Skyblock. Originally made by Furf, it is now managed by an entire team of artists. I'm pretty sure this pack has unique textures for every single item in the entire game, and if not, it has almost all of them. It also comes with its own UI elements and compatibility with NEU features, as well as textures for Skyblock icons. Not only am I a huge fan of a lot of the textures, they also all come together nicely with consistent styles. Like, you can tell they're in a pack together. This is also the pack that I use for all of my thumbnails. The pack also has a lot of items that are animated and is probably the most up-to-date pack for the game. I remember they updated for Crimson Isles a week or so after alpha release, and by the time the update rolled onto the main server, the pack was all ready to go. Furfsky is one of the first packs to utilize this 3D look for some of their armor sets, which I think looks pretty insane. There's also an overlay-only version, which doesn't have a UI so that you can use it in combination with other packs if you like those UIs better. I used this pack for my entire first year playing Skyblock, and I love the work that they've done so far. Furfsky's getting a solid 9 out of 10 from me. So Prism by Looshy is Refraction's 250k pack, and I originally didn't like it very much, but it did grow on me over time. I think the best part of this pack is the armor. It doesn't actually look like leather armor like most other packs, and the way the armor looks just works really well with Skyblock in my opinion. It's got a darker UI and comes in 20 different colors, and it's the pack used by Refraction, Fan19, and the Holy Chicken. I think it's a very solid pack, but there are just a lot of other packs I prefer over Prism, so this pack is getting a 7 out of 10. I didn't plan on rating these packs, and then I started rating them, so now I guess I'm just going to be rating these packs as well. Before we get further into the video, I'd like to ask how often you find yourself watching cooking videos on YouTube.
Cook this easy meal with only 3 ingredients. You'll only need water, salt, and a beetroot from the top of Mount Fuji, harvested on the 13th day of spring in a leap year at the dawn of a day where a tropical storm is projected to hit Hawaii.
Let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Factor 75 by HelloFresh. Factor can deliver to you fresh, ready-made meals that are ready to eat in less than 2 minutes. Their menu is updated weekly and consists of more than 27 meals and over 34 add-on options that are created by chefs and designed by dietitians. Factor also offers keto, calorie smart, vegan, or vegetarian options, so there's something to enjoy for everyone. You can add as many or as little meals as you need each week, all with no prep and no cleanup, minimizing that Skyblock downtime. You can use the code on screen or go to the link in the description to get your first box of Factor 75 for 50% off. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Snowfault was the 250k pack for Speed Silver made by Looshy and Keno. It uses a largely default style for items but does have a unique look for the armor, as well as bringing in a new shade of color and a wintery look to the blocks. It comes in both default and pink recolors and was most well known to be used by Refraction and Swavy. Defrosted is a Snowfault edit made by the same creators, bringing in a slightly lighter shade to the items, but also removing the wintry look. Like Snowfault, its metallic armor sets look different from vanilla, but the leather armor still retains much of its look. I used Defrosted for most of my second year on Skyblock, and I think it's a solid 8 out of 10 pack. PacksHQ's take on Hypixel Skyblock is the second Skyblock pack in this video, and it's been around for a long time, since June of 2019. In those 4 years, it has been updated 14 times, with the latest version being April of 2022, so it's kind of out of date and doesn't get updated very often. But it does have textures for a lot of the items in the game. I do think some of the textures look kind of out of place, like for example the Daedalus axe doesn't even look like it belongs in this pack, but the one thing this pack does incredibly well is the armor. The Wither sets are some of the coolest armor textures I've seen so far, but its main issue is being very behind and missing a lot of the newer items, as well as lacking textures for all head-based items. I'm not a super big fan of this pack, but I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Though I've never actually seen anyone use Hypixel Plus, but it's on Skycrypt, and this is my first impression with it. It's a Skyblock pack with a default style, and some of the textures don't actually look too bad, while some are kind of questionable. Why is the Bonzo staff like 3 feet long? Size isn't everything, guys. That's what I tell myself every night before bed. Hypixel Plus is a super up-to-date pack, as at the time of recording, it has all of the garden items, but this pack is getting a fat 4 out of 10 from me. I like that it gets updated regularly, but some of these textures are just not it. Worlds and Beyond is another pack that I've never actually seen anyone use, but is on Skycrypt. And I have to say that I used to think that this pack was atrocious. And now I think that it's only slightly less atrocious. Still think it's better than Hypixel Plus, but I doubt it comes even close to measuring up with something like Furfsky. Maybe some of you might find this pack appealing, but personally, it is really not for me. It's pretty up to date though, consisting of half of the Crimson Isles' content, with the other half coming relatively soon. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. We're going to do some honorable mentions, cover some packs my friends use before we get into my personal stuff. Nebula is another pack by Looshy with 14 recolors, and it's the pack featured in all of Alawi's videos. I used this pack for a week or so a while back. I think it's pretty solid. I used Time Dio's 1.14 pack for a while, and Nez uses Time Dio's 2K pack, so I'll mention those as well. My boy Astral gave me a couple packs he wanted me to feature. The first is Green Default by Dante, which is the pack he uses. I say this every single time Astral screen shares. This is one of the ugliest packs I have ever seen in my life. Like bro, it's actually hideous. He sent me another pack to review, but because I don't want to get banned off YouTube, I will not be showcasing it. And finally, we get to the best part of the video, my personal packs that until now have been unreleased. There are some textures in the game that I think are kind of ugly, like Master Stars or Kudra keys. I'm just not a big fan of the way they look. I also think it's kind of weird that the Emerald Blade is actually just an emerald. And there are some other things I like to nitpick about, which is why I had a custom pack made for me by Motor, one of Furfsky's artists. He compiled a handful of Furfsky textures together, which I use as an overlay on top of whatever pack I'm using at the time. I also use a pack that has all of Furfsky's user interface textures, such as the Skyblock menu or various menu icons that I always have on. Finally, we get to Kevfault, the unreleased texture pack that I've been using in the past few videos that so many of you have been begging me to share. This pack is a 1.14 edit with shortened swords, a curved bow, and some UI changes. And the reason why I haven't released this pack to the public is because the UI is made by a texture pack creator by the name of Henry Packs, and I didn't want to distribute this pack before giving proper credit. All 3 of these will be available in my Discord server if any of you are interested. Alright, so we about to make our own Skyblock texture pack. So I have here MS Paint open. You know, this is the software that all the professionals use. We're gonna take some inspiration here from Google. That honestly kind of looks like the Hyperion from Furfsky. Okay. So we're gonna make this sword here. That's the handle. That's the sword handle. That's the sword. That's our Hyperion. Like this. This kind of looks like the Terminator, right? It's just shooting 3 arrows. But I'm kind of fire at drawing, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the string of the bow. That's our Terminator. Like this honestly kind of looks like the Dark Claymore. Claymores are supposed to be big swords. Bop, bop, bop. Now that's a Claymore if I've ever seen one. Or this looks kind of cool. This looks like an aspect of the void. We're gonna draw this. And then we copy on the other side. Bam, bam. That's our aspect of the void. And now I send these textures to Motor and I have him somehow turn these into a pack for me. Okay, it is now the next day. And our very own Skyblock pack is now ready. Motor sent it to me last night. There's 2 versions, just a 1028 version and a 16x version. But I think the 1028 version will actually kind of look like what we drew. What is that? Okay, I know what it is because I'm the one that drew it. Seeing what I drew on MS Paint actually in game is actually the funniest thing ever. This one actually, I'm not gonna lie, this one looks okay. This one though, what am I holding in my hand? What is this? Is it backwards? The sword's backwards. Wait, there's no way. This pack should actually be illegal. The bow is facing the wrong way. Wait, I almost forgot. We do have a Claymore texture. Wait, this Claymore texture actually looks kind of okay. Okay, the Claymore does not look that bad. Okay, let's be honest. You gotta give me credit where credit is due. I can't wait to see what the 16x is gonna look like. It's because it's gonna be super downscaled, super pixelated. Okay, actually, honestly, this is not that bad. The hype is not that bad. The thing is, it is pixelated enough that you can't really tell that the Hyperion is backwards. If this bow wasn't backwards, it'd be kind of usable. Okay, this looks like, listen. The description for the Claymore is, it was more like a large hunk of stone, right? And this kind of looks like a large hunk of stone. This passes the test. But you know what doesn't pass the test? Whatever this is that I'm holding in my hand. You can't even tell what this thing is. It's just like a white blob. All of you Skyblock packs, if you ever have an opening for an artist or something, you know, make sure you call your boy up. I'm an up and rising texture pack maker. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're interested in any of the packs that I mentioned, they'll either be in the description or in my Discord server or both, so you can look for them there. If there are any texture packs that I didn't mention in this video that you think are really cool, you can also share them in the comments section. But yeah.